Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. And yes, it's another channeled message. Spirit said, you can do something for the adults. You can do something of a little spicier theme. So, this particular channeled message, because Spirit keeps showing me that there's a few energies that are having to work late. They're having to spend some time focusing either on a job, on a project, or maybe their job just has to do with working late at night. So, take it where it resonates. But this person is having late night, overtime thoughts about you. And I'm already feeling in some cases you are a nice distraction. For some of you, you are the distraction. But either way, this person, I see them in four different kind of energies sitting down. They're needing to write something or go over something or edit something, and you keep coming to mind. Okay, so we have four groups here. And you can take the images on the screen as you will. They can interchange. But we are going to start with group number one. And here's what I want to say, you all. There's going to be four groups. And just know that if one energy doesn't connect, there's three other groups. And if none of the groups connect, it's just me and you aren't aligning at this moment. So, what we're going to ask Spirit and channel through is, who is this? Like, what's their energy? And then we're going to just possibly stand asked about their feelings. And then maybe we will get just a tiny taste of their adult feelings for you. And then lastly, maybe something you need to know, and any other channeled messages that are in between that. So, hello, group number one. I hope you're doing well. I really want to thank everyone for supporting these channeled messages. They have been right on time for me this week. I've been, I don't know if I'm sick, y'all, or if you know how you think the worst, because I got to tell you, I have known quite a few people who are getting COVID again. So I think it's just that summer uptick. And I went to the gym a few days ago, and right after I came from the gym, like the very next morning, I was feeling like just not myself. I'm very body aware. And you all, I can tell immediately when I'm getting sick. I'm not one of these people that just sick illness blindsides. So I was already like, is my throat off? Is my head hurting? Like I was thinking about that. This was like last week. And I kept going, I wonder if I have COVID, because you all, I've never gotten it. Knock on wood, knock on wood. But, there's first time for everything. It's this thing that just slowly takes its time, And so for some of us, we will have our day. But there's something inside of me that's like, maybe I'm a novid, because I think that's what they call people who've never gotten COVID. But all that to say, so that we can go back to group number one, is that these readings have just been helpful for me, because editing and all that other stuff, it takes a little bit more time, and my energy has been just limited, but I am feeling better. And I got plans this weekend, so I'm really trying to feel better. So I'm going to do this reading for you all, and then I'm going to hop in the tub and then go to bed. I don't know why I just told all y'all my business, but maybe it's that late night overtime thought kind of creeping in. So group number one, let's clear the energy for you, because you're like, she talking about her own personal business. and I'm trying to get a reading. So I appreciate you all, but let's clear the energy with a little sound. And let me get my little tuning forks. Y'all let me know if these sounds are pleasing to you or if they feel a little too overwhelming. Let me know. I'm trying to put it away from the mic. Okay, group number 1. Their late night, overtime, thoughts about you. So I see this person, group number 1. I think they need to start something. They need to start something they're working on, and they can't even start. You are completely on this person's mind. I mean, in this particular picture, if you're looking at the brother with the glasses on, it's like he's looking over the glass rim, like, why are they on my mind? Like, why is it like that? you know, I think because this person's spirit is showing me, when you want to know a little bit about who this person is, there's someone who I don't know if they would tell you directly, but they're pretty intuitive, this person. They may not always like sit in that energy, but when it's time, spirit is showing me, when it's like critical, it seems like they can go there. They can tap into that energy. They can this is not someone that when you want to have a more esoteric or symbolic talk, they don't know what to do. This is someone who falls really deep into that. Yeah. This is someone even who's very conscious. I think they're very self-aware. And maybe I should ask, have you all met them? I kind of get a sense for group number 1 that you do know this person. And I don't think this is going to be much of a crush reading, but we'll see with the other groups. But yeah, this person, if you want to know a little bit about their personality so that we can just kind of do a vibe check, they're more on the peacekeeper side. So this is someone who, even if they think they're right, just for you, group number 1, they're going to let you be right. I don't know why I heard it that way, but even if you all kind of have a disagreement or a misalignment, they could spend some time trying to argue you down and state their position and even research the facts. They could do all that. I think they do that in some part of their work. But with you, group number 1, they're just like, okay, baby, whatever you say, babe. I can see that. I think you're the only one, group number 1, that gets away with that with them. Like they're not going to sit here and make you wrong. Not all the time. Like I think if it was something really important, they're definitely going to talk to you, but I think most of the time when it's just like really small things, I see this person, they're like, "You know what, babe? It's okay. I feel you. I hear you." And there's something here about, I see the bully card here, and spirit is pointing out you have a way of gently being able to bully this person in the most positive respect. I mean, I think you kind of tap into a place of where your partner, this can be a partner, this can be a lover, this could be someone of a situationship, like you might be in between defining it. This person is like, group number 1 is strong-willed. And I think they are too, but they will say to themselves, group number one, if they needed to, they would play chess with me, not checkers. And so, this person is just like, I think they are interested in spending time with you in other ways. Even though you all tend to have very deep conversations, you both can really get into some philosophy around politics. I mean, you all have lively conversations. I wouldn't be surprised if you both had a real strong air sign in your natal chart. Yeah, I would say this person, they work in some kind of advocating work. So that can be a lot of things. They could be a teacher, they could be an activist, they could be a lawyer. Um, they do something where they need to sit down and formulate their thoughts, because they do something like present thoughts as a part of their work, or like they are someone who might even give speeches. I'm seeing spirit point that out. So they tend to take a lot of notes before they get on stage or before they do a presentation. So this is someone who, they like to be organized with the work that they do. And it's so funny because group number one, at this current moment, you are so on their mind. They're like, wait, I got to get this done. I'm presenting tomorrow, or I'm talking tomorrow. I'm on a panel tomorrow. And here I am with group number one, all up in my thoughts. This person is very compassionate. I think that's something you like about them. They're definitely part of some kind of nonprofit, civil rights. There's someone who's doing good community work, whatever they do. I think this person even might be a leader in their field. They're called upon to, like I said, make speeches, present, be at conferences. So this person definitely can be busy. And I'm hearing never too busy for you. Yeah, they help victims of something. That might be specific, but it's for someone out there. They help people who are victims of something, people who have been victimized. Yeah, they do some very important work. They're someone that I feel, group number one, you really admire what they do. Like, you admire the work that they do. It's one of the things that probably attracts you to them. Yeah. They could work with people who are suffering financially. Yeah. But this person is very compassionate. They also have pretty good self esteem. They're very confident. But like I said, when it comes to you, group number one, they don't want to argue too much. They'd rather do other things with you. So let's see. What are their feelings about this thing they have with you? How do they feel about you? Ooh, this person might be, well, there's two things that are coming up. This person might be in separation from you. So you both might not be talking right now. That's kind of interesting, because they were saying they give in to you. They don't like to fight. But you all could physically be, I'm getting more that it's physically, you all are not maybe in the same city. You both might not be in the same state, or this person might just be on a business trip. But in some way, you all are not in the same space, or you're not immediately able to be in the same space. So they may be traveling. This person might even live in another country. You just having spirit is saying just a brief time apart, but it feels hard right now for some reason. Maybe you all are just connecting at a deeper level. Yeah. And this person, I think, is pretty busy. Their career does take them away very often. And they're wondering if that's something that's going to interfere with your relationship. I think that's what they're thinking about in these late night overtime thoughts. They're like, because maybe you said something to them before they left, or maybe you were quiet before they left. There was something that happened, something really small that happened before they left on a business trip, or they had to go back home if they lived far away from you. Whatever it was, there might have been something that kind of happened between the both of you before that goodbye. And now that's on their mind. What else, Spirit? Yeah, there's many ways in which they feel a little constrained by their career right now. I say career, it could be their work, because kind of sometimes that can be two different things, but I think they feel a little constrained by the schedule they have for work. It's like they have a lot of obligations. And it may be a situation where they're becoming more and more well known in their field. And so they're getting a lot of opportunities to present on the work that they do. And, some of this could involve fundraising, networking, and things that they've always wanted, goals that they're finally achieving. Maybe they're needing to get their issue, the one that they work for, more out in front of the public. So, in a way, the work they're doing is very important, group number one. And it's turning up. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing like a flame kind of turning up. So it's like the work, their passion, it's becoming more visible, well known. And at the same time, I think what they're thinking about is this new love. I get that your relationship is fairly new. And you all can take that where it resonates, but it feels like it's new. And they're kind of like, wow. I'm looking at the bottom of the deck. It says soulmate, though. So this person really has a good feeling about you. And I think their late night overtime thoughts are like somewhat serious. Like, what if this is the one and my work keeps us apart? So, I mean, you have this person kind of like in a deadlock here, because I could see them wanting to get to work, but they're like, seriously, I think they're talking to themselves, communing with themselves, like, seriously, I can't lose this person. This person feels right on so many levels. Group number one is so right for me on so many levels. And they're starting to think about you even more, like all the things they like about you. And so let's get into their adult feelings, which is group number one. They really, they like your intimate times together. I don't know. You all might have intimate times in the garden or kind of in the patio. I don't know. Take it where it resonates. But it feels like romantic. It has like a romantic air to it. And I think they're thinking about the last time you both were intimate with each other. I think they also think, gosh, group number one could have anyone they want. And they're afraid of that. Like they don't want what you both have, because I believe it's kind of in a very sweet newness. You know what I mean? That new relationship, as it's getting deeper, as you all are getting to know each other, it's got that nice, feeling to it, and they don't want that to end. That is most definitely part of their late night overtime thoughts. Yeah. This person might like to bring food into your intimate sessions. They might like to have you feed them, or they feed you, or they might like to eat off of your body. I'm not going to trying to keep it PG-13, but like they're kind of thinking about that. And they're also thinking about just the future with you. Like how nice it would be if you both could come together and maybe even eventually have a family together. If that's, resonates in terms of time frame, age frames. But if it isn't about like making a family together, you all creating something together, like coming together and doing business with each other, or working on a project together, or so that part can take a lot of shapes and forms. But they feel like you both have the same values. They feel like you both have the same outlook, worldview. And they feel like that's a way in which, even though they're very, very attracted to you, I feel what really aligns them with you is that you both have this worldview that probably centers around community, centers around people in the community being healthy, getting their needs met. This person sees you as someone who also aligns with the kind of work that they do. You may not do the same thing that they do, group number one, but they can feel your support. I think in some ways, this person, when they think of you, they want you to know that you are on their mind. When they're with you, they are focused on you. And there are things that try to bring their attention away, especially when it comes to work, when it comes to maybe this is a person too that's kind of well known publicly. So when you all are at a restaurant or when you all are somewhere public, a lot of people kind of might come up to them and they want you to know in their late night thoughts, they feel like they should send you just positivity around how much you do consume their thoughts, how much you are on their mind, group number one. Despite everything, you have got that place. And they really can't wait to be back in your energy physically. They can't wait for you all to just kind of spend some time together, talk, be intimate. I think they like your behind. They're thinking about touching it. Okay, that's the adult thoughts. We can't send it to a 18 plus. So anything else that you need to know, group number one, because you most definitely are on this person's mind. Okay? They can't get their work. They can't proceed with their work the way they want to. Yeah. They want you to know, I'm kind of channeling them a little bit, that you're not alone, that they're not trying to have you feel lonely in this relationship. They said that's not their goal. And yeah, I think some of them, depending on, what resonates here, they are trying to think about ways to close the gap with the distance in your relationship, whether that's they're working and traveling a lot and they're trying to figure out how to not travel so much, or whether they live somewhere that is not close to you. Maybe they're thinking about, hey, maybe I could make some moves. Like this person is thinking that way. And at the same time, Spirit is saying they don't want to scare you because it is a new relationship, and they're like, oh, I don't want to say these things to group number one, and they're going to be feeling like I'm trying to move fast. But you really, truly feel like the one for them. Group number one. Wow. Yeah. So lastly, yeah, I think what I would say is the overriding late night thought is that they are trying to figure out the strategy to be closer to you. That would be their number one overarching theme out of all of it. How do they get closer to you? How do they spend more time to you? And they're in Knight of Swords energy on the bottom of the deck. So they're coming back. They may surprise you, group number one. Like you're going to think, oh, that business trip is for another week or so. There might be a way, and they're going to turn up sooner than you think. That's for someone out there. Okay, group number one. So if you resonated with this reading on their late night overtime thoughts about you, please consider giving me a thumbs up. And if you like the way that I read and channel messages, please consider subscribing to this brand new channel. I really would appreciate your support. And group number one, let's clear the energy. Thank you to your person for sharing their late night overtime thoughts. Okay, let's move to group number two. I'm just going to shuffle the cards a little bit. Welcome, group number two. My name is Kamara. I'm with the Black Dove Oracle. I appreciate your support. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your continued support. It means a lot to me. If you are new here, I hope that these readings are helpful, these channeled messages, and that they resonate with you. I don't often do a lot of romance readings, but I don't know. Spirit was like, this is a nice little topic. And I was all like, yeah, it is a nice little topic. So just shuffling and clearing the energy on the decks. For the channeled messages, I don't really show the cards, but I will describe them as they come forward. We are going to group number two, look at who this person is, just so that you could do a little vibe check, energy check. And then we will ask what their feelings are. And then their adult feelings. We're keeping it PG-13, y'all. And then lastly, what you need to know. Okay, group number two. Group number one was kind of saucy. It was saucy and it was really nice. It was really nice. So yeah, group number two. Let's get into who is this? Let's do the energy check, the vibe check, because there are going to be 4 groups. So you can choose another group if the vibe check is not working. This is across all genders and all sexualities. Okay, so this person, group number 2. There's something important about the spring. Maybe for some of you, you met this person in the spring. I want to get one more card. This person, they might be a tarot reader, a psychic, a medium. This is someone who they're able to see things, even if they're not identifying as a psychic or a tarot reader, they're able to see things sometimes that other people can't see. They can really look deeply into a situation and pull out the truth. That's what I'm hearing from Spirit. This person has a gift to see what's underneath, to read between the lines. This person's very gifted that way. Even if they don't think of themselves as psychic, I really think that they are. If this is a divine feminine, they are highly, highly connected to their divine feminine, like the ancient divine feminine. I mean, this person might like snakes or have some kind of snake tattoo. They may even have a rabbit tattoo. They might have a pet rabbit. That's very specific. This person could be, like I said, they could be a tarot reader or a psychic or a medium. They don't have to be. If they're not, their energy is that of someone who sees beyond the surface level. Let's get some more descriptors. This person, they are very good with money and resources. Like, this is someone, there used to be, what song was that back in the day? They say make $1 out of 15 cents. This is that kind of person. It doesn't mean necessarily that they have money problems. They're just someone who can grow money. You witness this about this person. They're the kind of person that you're like, wow, how did you do that? They can take a very small amount of something and multiply it. Again, there's this rabbit energy, because rabbits are known to multiply very quickly. I think this person is like that when it comes to resources, when it comes to networking. They're very astute. They are a very shrewd business person. What else about this person? This person, too, has learned to heal certain parts of their childhood. They may have grown up, even if they're very well off now, they may have grown up in a situation where they were impoverished, where, I'm seeing Spirit is saying here, they may have, like, as a child, skipped meals even. You know what I'm saying? And so, group number 2, this person, a little bit about their life. About their childhood. About how they are so successful now. I think that's something you admire about them, is that they have been able to transmute a lot of the fate that they were given as a child, because they landed in a family that had a lot of struggles. And this person did a lot of their, or even continues to do a lot of their own healing work. They may even work, I don't know what it is. They may even take care of younger siblings. Maybe this person has young children. Take it where it resonates. This person could volunteer for some kind of something to do with children, but I have a feeling they take care of children. So Spirit is saying here, for someone, it's not really necessarily their own children. They could be siblings, like younger siblings they look out for, or cousins, or there's something here. So this, just as another descriptor of this person, they really truly are a good Samaritan. I mean, this is someone, when you're out with them, they would never pass by someone who's in need, who might be asking for $1 or $2. This person would always give it, like it's on autopilot for them. They're constantly helping people out. If they see someone who's old at the who might be an elder, who's got a flat tire, they're pulling over. Like, this person is such a caregiver in many ways of the community. You really appreciate that about them. Group number 2, their open-heartedness. The things that they do, sometimes you might even feel a little fear around how generous they are, how much of a martyr they are. But there might be a part inside of you, because Spirit is bringing this up strongly, that sometimes is afraid of them getting taken advantage of, or maybe getting involved with things that they could get hurt or harmed from. So there's a way in which I don't know, group number 2, if you've mentioned this to them, your concerns, your worry. But Spirit is saying, yeah, that in many ways they're like a father figure. Even if they don't have kids, they are this really healed version of a father. The way a father would care and nurture and protect. You see that in this person already, group number 2. So, what are their late night overtime thoughts about you? Because this person, I don't know if they're sitting down and writing something. I actually feel like they said they would help somebody with something. And I think this thing is turning out to be a little bit longer than they thought it would be, or more involved than they thought it would be. And so their thoughts are kind of turning to you as they're doing something. Maybe they're helping someone move. Maybe they're helping someone, write a paper, I'm hearing. They might be at a desk, but what are their feelings about you? Well, group number 2, their feelings are a little bit on the passionate side. They're like, oh, I can't wait to get home. Maybe you both live together, I'm not sure. But if you do, their thoughts are like, I can't wait to get home to group number 2. Wow, I didn't think this was going to take all night. What else? Yeah, they really, I mean, when you're listening to this, group number 2, whenever you're listening to it, it's a timeless reading. But if they are like kind of busy with something right now, when they see you again, they are going to want to initiate some kind of coming together. I'm keeping it PG-13, y'all, and you'll let me know how it is. This person sees you as their soulmate. You could very much live with this person. For some of you, this might be your spouse. For others of you, this is a very close partner. This person too feels like what is theirs is yours. So you all are somewhere in your relationship where you even share finances, where you both are supporting each other career-wise and financially. So you both, it seems like in this group, you all are in some kind of committed relationship. And for this person, I think they wonder sometimes, because I told you they're a little, I don't know if they're psychic or just kind of spiritual, but this person often feels like they can float back to a time where you all knew each other in a past life. I don't know if this person even talks to you about things like that, but they kind of sometimes, if they allow themselves to go there, they get a sense that they've known you, group number 2, way in another life. I'm sensing someone, even this person might like Egypt or Kemet. They might even picture you all there. They have, I think they think this is their imagination, but Spirit is saying they're actually seeing little bits of memory from a past life you both have shared. Yeah, for some of you, this is a fairly new relationship, but you both have moved a little bit quicker in it. Like you both decided to move in together, or you both decided to kind of commit to each other. And I think this person is just thinking about how much, group number 2, you feel like true love to them. Like you feel like their partner. Like you are that. Like they can't imagine thinking of you in any other way than their partner. Spirit is saying this person talks about you to other people. not in not sharing all of your business, but this person brings up your name a lot when they're talking to people, like, oh yeah, my partner said this, or I was just thinking about my partner. Like, a lot of people are like, this person loves group number 2. Like, they can't keep you out their mouth. Okay, let's go to their adult feelings, but we're going to keep it PG-13, group number 2, because yeah, I think this is going to sound just interesting, but this person really loves talking to you. It's actually what turns them on is having conversations with you, group number 2. So they might be an air sign somewhere, or you might be, but it's like the things that you talk about, that you both talk about. It's kind of a wish fulfillment for them to have someone who's at their same intellectual level. I'm getting that maybe in previous relationships that was always something that was missing. Maybe they were attracted to someone, but they couldn't really at the intellectual level connect. And because with you, group number 2, they like that you are, on occasion, they'll walk in and you're reading, you're sitting on the couch and you're reading, or you reference an article. They love that you take care of yourself, even. Like, they like to watch you, do your nighttime routine. They're like, oh, look at group number 2. Like, like they like to see you, even if you are a feminine, embodied person. They love when you just kind of take off all your makeup, if you wear makeup, and they're just like, they love to see you just kind of in your raw, natural state. They're very attracted to it. This person might like your feet, by the way. They like kissing your feet. There's something about your feet they really like. I think they would have told you, group number 2, but they like your feet. You could send them feet pics and they would be happy. Yeah, they love just to see you in your natural state at the end of the night. And maybe they think you don't think you look the best during that time, but they're like, oh my gosh, that's when you look the best to me. And so they're thinking about that in their late overtime thoughts about you. They're like, oh, maybe when I get home, group number 2 will already have taken off all their makeup and clothes, and maybe they've taken a shower already. They're probably just going to be really ready for me to greet, and they're thinking about just how beautiful you are, or handsome. Take it where it resonates. I think this person too. It's funny, like, this person really loves to reflect on your sense of justice, your sense of balance, even. Some of you, this person admires how you're not a drama person. Even when you're upset, you're not into the dramatics. Even, there's something about you that feels very grounded to this person, and it helps them be more grounded. It helps them to stay peaceful, calm, secure. And they like your judgment. They do. They like the way you make decisions. They feel confident about the decisions you make. If they don't know something and they ask you, they feel like more often than not, they're just like, yeah, whatever group number 2 said, because they feel like you have such a good head on your shoulders. They can really trust your thoughts and how you formulate things. They might like dancing with you. They might just randomly, like, if you're cooking in the kitchen, they're like, "Oh, I like this song. Can you dance with me for a second?" Or, or they like to go dancing. Um, Sometimes you're just like, "No, leave me alone." But they love touching you. They love embracing you. I don't think you're pushing them away necessarily, group number 2, but this is someone who likes, I think that's their love language, is touch. They like a lot of touch. They do. Yeah. This person is also very playful. And so when they think of intimate times with you, a lot of it is kind of playful. They are playful in the bed. They are playful when they're kissing you. They're playful when they want to touch you. Yeah. And maybe some of that humor is because this is just for a very specific group of you, they may have some problems around intimate performance sometimes, especially if they get really worried or they're in their head about something. And I think this person, in you, they found someone who's really patient. In you, they found that they can actually kind of get out of those looping thoughts and relax more. So that's where that groundedness comes in, group number 2. There's some way in which you help them relax and it helps them. I'm just going to use the word, it's not really the word, maybe perform better, or stay fully embodied when you all are intimate. And so, their late night thoughts, I would say, group number 2, are really about getting back to you. But let's see, any last things that Spirit wants to share about their late night overtime thoughts about you, group number 2? Yeah, they see you as a highly nurturing person, someone who cares about them, someone that they care about. They see you as someone in Queen of Cups energy. So they really feel mothered by you in a way, not in a toxic way, but in a way of like you really take care of them. Like sometimes when they're out late and maybe they miss dinner with you, you have already kind of set it up in a way where it's still kind of warm on the oven for them. I mean, you do little things like that for them and they're like, oh, group number 2, oh my God. And they feel like sometimes they wonder if they're emperor enough for you, because the emperor came out in reverse. And they're like, sometimes I think they wonder if they are enough to match just like how much of this person might put you on a slight pedestal. I'm not even going to lie, group number 2, but they do wonder if they are enough for you. But they came out in emperor energy, so I do think they are. But sometimes they have little small doubts. That's what Spirit says, like small doubts. And I think what you have noticed, maybe group number 2, is that it's best if they can kind of just get out into nature, get away from things, especially caregiving for other people. I think this is something that you're trying to get them to focus on themselves sometimes. And so I see that this person can find in nature, and you probably do this with them, is to just kind of go out and be in nature. Maybe you both camp, or maybe you guys go hiking, or maybe you all do things. And maybe somebody has a dog. I don't know. That's just random. But if you do, you bring the dog with you. Like you try to get them away from a lot of the caregiving they do. Not that you're saying it's too much, but sometimes you want them to practice self-care. And maybe you need to do that too, group number 2. So you encourage that in them, because they can be stressed out sometimes. Sometimes they can get overwhelmed. And I think you're trying to just help them create some spaciousness around that. Anything else, Spirit? This person, they are truly, I don't know, Spirit is saying they are truly a saint. They really are of service. But not a but. And Spirit is saying here, group number 2, you are a good balancer for them. You also bring in the balance of them focusing on themselves and focusing on their own life. so that they can have more energy to do more for others. And I think you explain it to them in a perfect way. So, yeah, group number 2. You sound like you have a very, very, very kind, compassionate person in your midst who late night, overnight thoughts about you are getting some time when they finally get back to you. So, group number 2, that was your channeled message. Let's clear the energy. And we will move to group number 3. Hello, group number 3. I am Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. And this is a channeled message. They're late night, overnight, overtime. Might be overnight. Thoughts about you. Group 1 and 2. Very, very nice. They have some really awesome partners. Very awesome. So I feel honored to do this channeled message. I don't do a lot of romantic readings because there's just so many on YouTube. But, I do want to offer new and different things. And Spirit was like, what about their late night overtime thoughts? Because really the imagery I was getting from Spirit group number 3 was seeing somebody at their desk going, why am I still thinking about, well, in this case, group number 3? Like, what is going on? Group number 3 is on my mind. So we're going to dive into it, group number 3. First of all, we are going to see who this is. So we're going to do a little bit of a vibe check to see if this is even your group. And if it is, we are going to move forward with who this person is, what their feelings are, what are some of their adult feelings, keeping it PG-13, and then anything else that you need to know. Okay, group number 3. So if you are a subscriber, thank you for joining me here. If you are new, thank you for joining me for this channeled message. If you resonate with things, could you please give me a thumbs up or consider subscribing to this channel? Okay, so group number 3, let's do the vibe check. Who is this person who's having late night overtime thoughts about you? Group number 3, who is this person? I'm using the Angels and Ancestors card. And these readings are meant to be across genders and sexuality. Okay. This is someone who's a little bit more mature. This might be someone who's older than you, group number 3, or just about the same age if you both are more mature. This is someone, too, that is quite mystical. They like the nighttime. They do like the nighttime. This person might stay up late. I'm kind of getting that. This person, I would say they're very spiritual, and that can range. They could be religious or very spiritual, like non-secular. But in either way, when they set their mind to something, when they set an intention to something, they do it. They're very committed that way. They're very practiced that way. I'm seeing for some of you, this person has a deep meditation practice. Like they do it constantly, like the same time. Like if they do it before they go to bed, you will see them every night before they go to bed meditating or when they wake up. This is a creative person too. It's almost interesting. Their spiritual practice is linked to some kind of creative practice too. Yeah, I would again say, and it's not surprising to me, because I'm probably connected to a lot of people on this channel who are spiritualists, and I would say this person is a spiritualist of some sort. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're into tarot or psychic. They could be. I think it's more like they're into yoga or tai chi or some kind of like practice that aligns them mind, body, and spirit. But I also feel this person does tend to, on occasion, get important messages. They might channel. I don't know if they call it that, but they might channel. There might be times when you're with them, group number 3, and they're like, I'm getting a download about something. They may say download, they may say an intuitive thought. This person doesn't mind sharing those thoughts. You may even see them share it with other people. Like, hey, can I talk to you about something that I'm kind of getting intuitively? That person might say something like that. Maybe I'm hearing to strangers, like somebody at the grocery store. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So maybe this person is a medium. They might be. For some of you, they might be. This person is also very athletic. That goes back to me seeing someone who does like yoga, tai chi, or some kind of martial arts that's like, the kind where it's more of a combination of being spiritual and embodied, and at the same time, you're doing movement. So this person might be either they're just really athletic and they do that to keep themselves aligned, or this is someone who, they have some kind of spiritual physical practice like yoga that brings it together. This person is also I think they're your lover, group number 3. You love the way that they love. You love their passion. You love how they express. You love how devoted they are to your relationship, maybe even to their life. You may see this person if they're a feminine bodied person, you see them as a queen, you see them as someone who really can, you see them as a queen. You may even call them a queen. Like you see them as regal, royal. Um, you see them as none like no other, I'm hearing. Mm-hmm. And in some ways, this person I'm seeing 2 things. They may have dealt with some kind of addiction in the past. It could be anything, because Spirit is showing me it could be anywhere from cigarette smoking to something of substance use, but I think they are sober now. So if take it where it resonates, but this person might be sober. I don't know if that was a journey you necessarily had with them, but I think they would call themselves sober. That's just for some of you. Anything else, Spirit? Spirit saying I could take one more card to describe them. Yeah, this person, they're very giving. They're very generous. They've made many sacrifices in their lives over time to be the person who you love, group number 3. That's interesting, because I didn't mean to say love, I mean like, but because I don't know where your relationship is, but I guess it is love. Like they say, Spirit is showing like they've made many sacrifices to be the person that I'm hearing either will fall in love with or have fallen in love with. This person has really earned your admiration and your love. Well, let's see. What are their late night overtime thoughts about you? Spirit's not exactly showing me where this person is. Are they at a desk, Spirit? Huh. I don't see them yet, like where they're having these late overnight thoughts. What I am seeing, group number 3, is that some of their thoughts, and don't let this trigger you, but some of their thoughts are going to, if this person is recently divorced or broken up with someone. And I say recent, it doesn't mean like yesterday. It just means maybe last year or year before. If this person has broken up with someone and they've had children, their mind might be somehow on that. Why, Spirit? Why? Yeah, because I think they want you to know, group number 3, that even though that relationship requires for them, because I'm getting this person may have children. So even if their relationship requires them to keep some kind of contact with their former partner, they want you to know that you can trust them, that this partner does not mean anything to them, and that a lot of what they're having to communicate about and having to co-parent about is really the parenting piece. And they may have young children, I'm seeing for someone. So this person really, their thoughts about you right now, group number 3, are around trust, making sure that you can trust them. Yeah, they want you. There's something here about them wanting you to keep an open mind about this whole situation. Maybe something Spirit is pointing to for some of you, and this might be specific, but something happened recently that may be required for them to be in their ex-partner's energy for longer than they would have preferred. It might have been a situation where they really had to take care of something around the children, and they're just wondering, wow, if you think that they have too much of another life that might interfere with your relationship. This is interesting. Yeah, this person sees you as their soulmate, but they're hoping you see them as your soulmate. So their late night overtime thoughts about you are more on the worried end, group number 3, because they're wondering, does group number 3 have the patience for this? Does group number 3 feel like they have the time for this? But they do see you as someone they want to commit to, but maybe they're getting some signals from you that you're not 100% ready to commit to being some kind of step parent, or like there may be feeling like they're not 100% sure where you stand in this situation, and they're wondering if this is impacting your attractiveness to them. They're wondering if it's impacting the relationship, and as much as they want to assure you, they're wondering if you're seeing them as a red flag. They're wondering if you're seeing this situation as something that you don't have time for. This is interesting. Yeah. And so that is, yeah, they're wondering if you're going to separate from them. I don't know. Something must have happened, group number 3, because they're not feeling confident right now in the relationship. Let's see what their adult feelings are for you, because that was kind of like taking over, huh? They feel like there's something very magical between the both of you. When you both are together, they feel like they go to a more spiritual place even. Yeah, they see you as an empress. They really see you as someone who not only they admire, but they see that you're so prosperous. They see that you're so successful. They see that you could have anyone you want. Group number 3, regardless of your gender, they see you as someone with a lot of options, and rightfully so. They see you as someone very successful. and they're wondering if they're meeting you at the same place. Yeah. Sometimes they have thoughts about, and don't take this the wrong way, group number 3, but sometimes they wonder if there's a way to manipulate you into loving them more, or seeing past some of the things in their life that take them away. Sometimes they just want to be with you and forget everything, that all of their responsibilities. They just want to get drunk together and maybe they want to have drunk XEX, they just want to let loose. But they don't want you to see them as immature. They just really want to kind of get rid of all the seriousness, because it was kind of serious, right? They're just thinking about these places where they are in their life, but they have such a desire for you. They're always wanting to be intimate with you. They're always wanting to touch you. They might like your back. They might like your torso, your back. They like making out with you. It doesn't even have to be full on SEX, they're just like, oh, I like to make out, they like to grab you, while you're walking down the street, and maybe like take you in a corner and kiss you. And, a lot of it is just being in your company, group number 3. That's their late night overtime thoughts about you. It's just going to a restaurant that's kind of dark and candlelit and just having intimate time, conversations, eating, getting to know each other more. They might want to make some kind of date or plan with you. They actually, too, like when you all have some kind of play, intimate play, that can include a little bit more rougher interactions. If I'm trying to keep it PG-13. So they like kind of rougher interactions with you. This person might be a Taurus. Let me give you some signs. Could be a fire sign, because I've seen a lot of fire here. Excuse me. One moment. So they could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. They could be a Taurus. They could have some, I would say Aquarius, because I was going to say a water sign, but I think it's Aquarius, but it's still pointing to a fire sign. Yeah, there's a lot of fire being presented. So they might be a fire sign. They don't have to be. Anything else on their adult feelings? Yeah, all of this is like making out, listening to music and making out, going to a concert and making out, taking a walk and making out. This person likes to make out with you. Okay? All right, group number 3. Now, let's see if there are any other things you need to know about this person's late night overtime thoughts about you. I never did figure out where they were. Oh, they might be working on something for work that has to do with, or they're working on some kind of something that's going to bring in some money. Say more, Spirit. Yeah, they're working on something, a project. They may have had to, and at the same time, there's something that they're working on, but at the same time, I really get an overwhelming sense that they are really in their head about the impact of their past relationship on this relationship. I really feel like they cannot stop thinking about that. I think in a way, if this is kind of reversed, they may be, and this is for a small group, but you may have like already said this was not my group, but this might be reversed. So you may have just recently broken up with someone, group number 3, and they may be wondering in their mind if you're fully over this past person, and they may be concerned about that. So take it where it resonates. For the most part, I thought it was them. But if it is you're the one with kids, you're the one who just got divorced, that is also could be the situation, group number 3, that they're worried about, are you fully over with your ex? Are you able to kind of disconnect from them, even if you both share parenting? Like, there's a lot there that's on this person's mind. Anything else? So, yeah, sorry I didn't mention that earlier because I think it could have been definitely switched around. Either way, this person either wants to energetically leave the past behind, or they want you to energetically leave the past behind. And it's going to come up as a serious conversation, group number 3. I do see that. Whether they're going to bring it up, I think, whether it's you kind of severing energetic ties with someone, or them doing the same and just talking to you about it. Like, how would that look? What does that mean? But there's something here that you all are getting ready to have a serious conversation about in terms of your relationship and how others fit in what's happening for the both of you. Okay, group number 3. That was their late night overtime thoughts about you. And I want to thank you for joining me for this channeled message. We're going to clear the air. And we are going to move to our last group, group number 4. Hello, group number 4. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle, and this is a channeled message. Their late night overtime thoughts about you. Now, groups 1, 2, and 3. Pretty interesting. And so, group number 4, you are last but not least, and I am shuffling your cards. And we are going to ask group number 4. We're going to do a little bit of a vibe check so you could see if this is your group. Otherwise, you may want to listen to one of the previous groups or all of the groups. There might be something there for in all groups. But we're going to see who this is first, do a vibe check, a little bit description of this person's energy. And then we are going to ask about their feelings. Then we're going to ask about their adult feelings, keeping it PG-13. And then we are going to see if there's anything else that you might need to know regarding their late night, overtime. I keep saying overnight, but it's overtime. That's about you. So let me shuffle the cards one more time. We're just clearing the energy, spraying a little rose. What is this? Rose water. And yeah, we're going to find out, group number 4, about your person. Okay. So group number 4, what are their late night overtime thoughts about you? Who is this person? What's their energy? So that we could see if this is someone you identify with. It says Shaolin Master. This could be someone, in a more obvious way, is into martial arts. It could be someone who's really graceful, very generous with how they handle people. Very, I want to say strategic even. This is also somebody who doesn't really hold a grudge. They kind of like, very easygoing. But there is something very, how do I want to say? They can be easygoing, but they're also ready to take action. Like they're someone who they can appear laid back, but they're also ready. It's really does give a lot of like martial arts energy, just like that Bruce Lee kind of like energy. Um, Regardless of gender, this person too can also tap into like a wilder side of themselves. So I'm getting and I'm hearing they like to go out, they might like to party. There's also something inside of them that can tap into their own inner wildness. So while it's funny because spirit is showing me kind of two aspects of this person. Maybe for the work that they do or certain aspects of their life, they can seem a little button up. But when you are out with them and when you all are doing stuff, they let loose. They're very funny. They're fun to be around. They can even be very spontaneous. And maybe that in the beginning really surprised you, group number 4, because they're so rooted and grounded and seem in some ways very serious. But when they're with you, they let loose and you can really have a lot of fun. You end up laughing a lot, I'm seeing. Like you both there's a lot of hurt humor in the relationship. Yeah, this is not someone I think many people could assume by this person that they like to be alone a lot, but actually they don't. This is someone who actually knows a lot of people. When they go into a certain bar, people are like, "Hey, it's so and so." Like they're very social, but I think there's some part of their life where they're more serious, and maybe people have formed an opinion about them that way. Okay, let's see what else in the vibe check. What else do they need to know? Um, yeah, this person might they might gamble too. They might like to gamble. Not I don't get it as an addiction, but they might like to go to casinos. They might like to go to Vegas. Yeah, their energy is a little trickster. Like a lot of people don't know about certain aspects of their life. Like if they work in a certain sector, they're really taken seriously. They're kind of serious, they're by the book, all that. But there's another part of their life that is unknown and it's weird how they keep those lives a little separate. This person really is curious about things. They are a good observer, but they're very curious. They might almost like I don't know why Spirit's saying they might almost gossip a little bit. Gossip to find out things. Like they're curious about stuff. I could see them being a Gemini or having some kind of Gemini energy. They're curious about stuff. And I think that's what you find fun about them, group number 4. But let's get to their feelings about you. Like, what are their late night overtime thoughts about you? Because that's their energy. Kind of very Gemini, like they seem one way, but they're kind of like another. Mm. They are thinking. This is interesting because I'm hearing it from Spirit a couple of different ways. Their thoughts about you, group number 4, is if you all have not been intimate yet, and you've kind of been waiting, or that moment hasn't come up, they're really thinking right now in these late night overtime thoughts how you're so worth waiting for. Or maybe they're thinking about or fantasizing about how that's going to be. That's interesting. So they're thinking about, yeah, they're having romantic feelings, and they're kind of like, I'm going to say this, group number 4, they're having little kind of like romantic thoughts about future interactions with you. So this could be a new relationship, but Spirit is saying for some of you, it's not necessarily so new. Is that maybe you've put up a boundary of like really wanting to know them before you all pursue something intimate. And they're feeling like their late night thoughts are like, it's coming. It's going to happen soon. And they're really wondering too, not in a way of trying to convince you to do something you're not ready to do. And I'm not getting it's like a real strict rule or something between the both of you, the intimacy. But I think this person wants you to know that they are a safe person, that they're not in this relationship to do a hit it and quit it, that they are interested in you in many different ways, but they do have urges and they're feeling more and more that you both have the chemistry is getting hotter, getting more passionate. Yeah, and in some ways, someone in this relationship is a little inhibited. It may be you, group number 4, or it may be them. Please feel free to kind of switch around some of the energy here. If you're saying, oh, that's more like me, or that's more like them, then that's what we're talking about. We're just kind of like reading in a general sense here, or getting the channel even. But someone in the relationship may feel a little more withheld. And so whoever is the other person, they're really, if it's you, group number 4, this person's late night thoughts are on how can they get you to feel more freer. Maybe some of you, spirit is saying, are shy about your body or shy about other things, and this person wants you to know that they are attracted to you as you are. Group number 4. You don't have to change for them. You don't have to yeah, there's something there about if that is what's kind of holding you back from a deeper intimacy, they want to their thoughts are on how to make you feel more comfortable. Now, for a small group of you, their thoughts are on maybe getting engaged. If this has been like a longer relationship, but it's also been one where you all have both decided to wait until you're married. There's still people who do that, you all, and it's not, please don't make any judgments about that. And so they're thinking about this engagement. Maybe you both are engaged already and they're kind of thinking about, wow, I can't wait until we're married and we're able to do the things that we want to do. So that's for a small group. For others of you, they're really feeling that there's some kind of insecurity that they want you to free yourself from. Maybe for a few people in here, you're not that experienced in the sexuality arts of XUX. So they're wanting to make you more comfortable. They're wanting you to just know that they like you for who you are. Let's get to their adult feelings, and we're going to try to keep it PG-13, you all. Okay? We're going to try to do that. So, what are their late night overtime thoughts about you, group number 4? Because we were kind of getting there. Yeah, they see you as very alluring. And I think sometimes they don't know if you see that about yourself, group number 4. They're like, gosh, group number 4 is really sensual. And there's something there like where they feel like you have this sensuality, but it's also kind of wrapped up in some kind of innocence. And that doesn't mean that you all have to be someone who would be labeled as a virgin. You could be, but you just could be someone who you're not really fully sure how to embody that energy, but it like oozes out of you. Like you're very XC. And they're kind of like, wow, but I don't think group number 4 sees themselves that way. And so they have a kind of protective sense about you. Like they want to protect you because they see other people looking at you, group number 4, like, who's that? I think they watch people around you. I don't know if they're jealous. I think they're just really watchful and protective of you because they see that you don't see your own energy. They do like to think about the times you both have made out, because I'm seeing you all make out, and clothes are still on, but there's like a lot of like really hot and heavy sessions. I think that they wonder if you feel sometimes like you'll withdraw because you're wondering if people can see you all making out, or so there may be ways in which you both have engaged in some makeout sessions, but maybe they've been kind of like, half public or around, like they sense that you have a lot of concern about getting caught, or I don't know. And in a way, I think they like to get caught, but you don't like to get caught. It's kind of funny. What else? This person could be older than you, more experienced, group number 4. And in many ways, they just want to take care of you, nurture you. They don't want to rush you. But at the same time, I can feel that they have a little bit more of a dominance over you, and that you're a little bit more of a sub. So that could be something that you both are actually into, domination and subbing. That could be something that you both are into. So take it where it resonates. But it also could just indicate that, one person's a little bit more mature and more experienced, and the other one isn't. What is their late night thoughts? Okay, that's a lot. Let's just get a few bit more here. Group number 4. What are their adult feelings about you? Yeah, they really feel lucky to be with you, group number 4. They're like, wow. Some of you, this person feels like you're arm candy for them, not in a objectifying sense, but they're just like, they feel very lucky to be seen with you. Like they feel like you're that beautiful. They put you on that pedestal. You're that handsome, whatever. Like they are like, wow. They might even think, in the looks department, physical department, which is kind of funny because there was something pointing to you feeling like you don't have this, but for them they're like, "Oh my god, you are so like beautiful or handsome." They see people like looking like, "Oh wow, this is group number 4's partner." Okay. You know, like giving them the whole like, "You're lucky." Oh wow. But there's something about you, group number 4, that doesn't seem to know that about yourself, like how deeply other people find you in terms of your attractiveness. They find you attractive. Yeah. I think that sometimes their thoughts go to some of your insecurities, and how those insecurities may have been just wounds of the past relationships. Some of you may have had a very significant relationship that included a lot of infidelity, and I think it may have impacted how you see yourself. And so this person, group number 4, they think about that more often. Like, how can they get you to feel more confident about yourself? And that relationship in no way is the measure of who you are. That was something of a little bit of a channeled message from them. What else do you need to know, group number 4, about their late night overtime thoughts about you? That they see you as the high priestess. Really, they love your intuition. I think for some of you, they love your jewelry, the way that you wear jewelry. You may like to wear like big earrings or a lot of necklaces. You may do some henna, or you may even have tattoos. This can be very specific. Someone might have a face tattoo. Like you may have like a little tattoo, or something signifying your third eye, or you may do a lot of like really ethereal kind of makeup. They really love when you do that. Like you wear feathers in your hair, like you've got this whole high priestess thing really down. And I think that's really alluring, not only to them, but to other people. So this is why they trip out, because they're like, how does group number 4 not know that they draw all these people in? Yeah, again, I think it's a past relationship, some energy from a past relationship that you need to heal, group number 4. And they are thinking about how can they assist you or support you in this, because they see that you're the whole package. And maybe you don't see that about yourself. They also have concerns about some of your friends. They're kind of saying some of your friends are not your friends. I don't know. That's just like a little side note. They may have thoughts about asking you about that, or introducing you even to a community of people who are a little bit more affirming of who you are, not wanting to control that at all for you. I'm hearing, but I'm also seeing they want they want to bring you into their community more, or introduce you to people that feel like they would align more with you. Maybe some of your past relationships are still connected to your past ex. That could be something. Yeah, this person, group number 4, they care a lot about you. They care about your well being. I think a lot of their late night overtime thoughts about you just go to how can they be of service to you. I think that's their love language, is being of service. Because I get this feeling they think you deserve much more than what you've been getting from some of the people around you. Yeah. It's your time, group number 4, whether you suffered some kind of financial difficulty from this ending this relationship, or I don't know, there's something in the past, or maybe you're just growing a career. There's something they want to help you with. Again, I think this person is older than you. So there just may be a way in which some of this is like a romantic relationship, but it's also like a mentoring relationship for some reason, I'm seeing. Let me know in the comments. So that is what I have, group number 4. Their late night overtime thoughts about you. It's kind of a mixture of things. I mean, for sure, they can't wait until you both are between the sheets. You know what I'm saying? But I think there's some reasons why that hasn't happened yet, and they're totally not rushing that. And at the same time, they want, if there are things that you feel insecure about, they're wanting to help you through those things, because they think that's just like a wound that could possibly be healed. So group number 4, if you resonate with any or part of this channeled message and reading, could you give me a thumbs up? It's just a simple way to help me grow the channel. If you like the way that I read and channel, would you consider subscribing to this brand new channel, Black Dove Oracle? And you click that bell, you'll get notified when I upload new readings and channeled messages. So if this is where we part, group number 4, let's clear the energy for you. And I look forward to future readings with you. Okay, my honeys. Take care.